for a long time, I didn't really publicly show anything in terms of work um, and being at home with also wanting to be with mom, and then in her later years taking care of her. It, it was not something I kind of held back in a certain way, but she understood that I was not putting forth, work publicly, and I wasn't sharing things. I was just constantly working obsessively and trying to, work on technique, just tons of stuff that I needed to do anyways privately. It's just it went for a very, very long time, like over 10 years. And so at the very end, she asked that I go forth and do that work that makes me happy to make. And that in that making is where I will find her, because she will be in the place that makes me happy. And that's where I'm going to get to find her. And yeah, so it left me with like a wonderful thing that I could do something about, not feel powerless, and get caught up in a certain set of questions of why she was leaving and how, but rather what I was able to do and how equipped I was to do it because of a lifelong relationship with her. That if I wasn't at that time prepared to do that, there's no other time I would have. So I think some of the truth to that and maybe the boldness of that also allowed me to carry the messaging that people around and the community around us needed too, because I was able to share the idea of healing in her memory. And I think that was her speaking through it. I don't think I could take credit for it because it was heavy. I missed her the moment she closed her eyes, and I combed her hair for the last time. It was a lot, but it put me in a place where she clearly told me that I'm going to do something about it. It helped me charge forward, and my first set of works were to write letters to her. And in doing that, I'd always wanted to write in a type of kufic writing that to me was really special in terms of its spatial idea and the way it felt like a slang of architecture. I wanted to learn to write in that in terms of its proper foundation. So I learned for over a year to be able to do that from an imam, and then learned to develop that into a type of architecture. And then from there, I was able to pen these letters to her. So that felt beautiful. Best part about sharing that work in the like just putting it out in the world was when people would come to the show and see that work, and they'd come back with their moms. Oh my God! Oh man, that was a trip. It was my favorite thing to ever encounter. People would do it, or people would tell me, "I'm gonna take my mom there." I would try to show up, because I would get to see a slice of my mom, like when I'd see their mom and the way mothers smile, like quietly smile. Like I could see my mom super clear in them. So maybe it was me, the kid in me missing my mom, that I'd get to see her again. But when people bring their moms, oh man, it was beautiful.